Shout out to Motor City Dan Campbell. Being a part of some massive news this weekend, Matthew Stafford is traded from Detroit to Los Angeles. In return, the Detroit Lions got Jared Goff.
What?
A first-round pick.
What?
Another first-round pick.
What?
And a third-round pick.
What?
What does that say about Jared Goff? A lot of people are asking. The Detroit Lions and Motor City Dan Campbell are saying he's going to be our starter. Jared Goff has come out and said, it's just nice to be somewhere where they appreciate you. The Rams, whose head coach was down in Cabo, made a trade for a player who was also in Cabo in thoughts that nobody thought could be pulled off. A big-ass contract gets sent out of Los Angeles. A couple first-round picks go as well. Sean McVay took some criticism on the trade because they said they gave up too much. There was people on the internet saying Detroit fleeced Los Angeles in this thing.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams came out and said, it's not about winning the trade, okay? It's about winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. And that is what they believe they did whenever they brought in an absolute stallion of a quarterback. And right now you got people who are saying that Matthew Stafford is being overhyped. There's people that are saying that Matthew Stafford in no way deserves everything that got sent back. And I can understand those people. But if you're a team that runs with, hey, we're going to win for it now, we don't know if a first-round pick is going to work out. There's a lot that haven't. Christian Ponder was a first-round draft pick.
Whoa.
Yeah, that just hit your brain, and you were like, fuck, forgot about that. Yeah. So did I. There's a lot of first-rounders that don't pan out, especially where the Los Angeles Rams are thinking about drafting, which would be in the late first round. Now, granted, there's gems all over. I mean, 199 is the greatest of all time. 222 won a player of a decade at a position. I mean, there is a lot of different things. But the Rams are like, we don't give a damn about these picks. These college kids might suck. You know what we know doesn't suck? Matthew Stafford. You know what we know do suck? Jared Goff. Get him out. We paid him. Let's bring in Matthew Stafford. Let Motor City Dan and the boys up there in Detroit who are trying to build a brand new team from the ground up had Jared Goff as their leader now. Whenever you bring in those young guys with all those draft picks, and maybe the Lions will be able to win a couple games in the NFC North, which seem to have Aaron Rodgers in it for a long, long, long time. Because once you see Matthew Stafford gets traded to L.A., congrats to Matthew, by the way.
Congrats, Matt. Congrats, Matt.
I wanted to see him as an Indianapolis Colt bad because I get a chance to watch Matthew Stafford play football every single week. I don't think everybody else does. If you just watch Red Zone, you might see him because he's in there throwing a lot of touchdowns, but you don't get to see the entire game. Matthew Stafford is an absolute stud. The guy can throw the ball 97 yards, it feels like, on his back. He doesn't cause any problems, doesn't talk, never says a thing, has a broken back, goes out on the field. There's a clip that's going around now of him getting sacked, probably breaking his collarbone, and then going to the sideline, and you can hear him actually grimacing, and then going back out, throwing a touchdown, and then coming back to the sideline, and somebody just going, what, good job, son of a bitch. He's just a gritty guy who's incredibly talented. I'm excited for the world to see him. Now, there is a lot of pressure that is going to be on Matthew Stafford because people are going to say, well, there's no excuse anymore. You know, because Matthew Stafford was getting into that department where you're going to have the conversation that you have to have like Phillip Rivers whenever you talk about Hall of Fame. You see stats galore. You see an incredible player who maybe was just in an organization that was built to suck. You know, they got all these curses. You got the Barry Sanders curse. You got the Calvin Johnson curse. You got the fact that it's Detroit as a curse.
Yeah.
The fans don't deserve it. Matthew Stafford doesn't either. He goes to L.A. and wins a couple here. All of a sudden, the conversation narrative about his entire NFL career is completely different. Now, my big question was, how come he didn't end up with the Colts? You know? We are looking for a goddamn quarterback. Yeah. And then Albert Breer comes out and says, listen, there were other teams involved. The Indianapolis Colts were involved. The Panthers were involved. The Washington football team was involved. There was 49ers were involved. So I sent a text to Chris Ballard. Okay? Because I know what the internet's been saying.
Sure.
Because Albert Breer reported that everybody basically was willing to offer their first-round pick, but the Colts were not going to give up their 21st overall pick, but they did have a package together. So I started thinking to myself, well, Chris Ballard must have a goddamn plan. Are we not trying to get this guy? So I send Chris Ballard a text. I say, hey, for my show, this is how I led off the text. Because this is, I feel like Chris Ballard is a very nice guy. I feel like he enjoys us as people. He gives us a lot of stuff. But anytime I text people who have information that is a little bit rippling, I want to let them know immediately, hey, whatever you tell me here, I do not have a filter. This motherfucker's coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, you put it in there. So I texted him this morning and I said, hey, were we really in the conversation for Stafford? What's the plan? What the fuck are we doing now?
Nice.
Okay, and I didn't add in there, but I think he's probably seen it a couple times. Let's not be the team. Okay, let's not send out the rope to Carson Wentz to save him from drowning. Okay, we don't know if he's broken or not. We do not need to be that team with that contract coming alongside of it. Okay, we said a couple times, team that gets Goff, probably losing there. Now, somehow the Lions are saying, no, they won, even though they picked up a massive contract. A lot of first-round picks do what you got to do. You got Jared Goff. Hey, Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah. Jared Goff won some playoff games. Matthew Stafford's never done that.
He went 10-6 and won a playoff game last year.
Carson Wentz, he was almost an MVP. But if I'm a team, I don't fucking want them, all right?
No way.
Because whenever they did do those things, it was a much different time than it seems to be right now. Jared Goff got benched for Wolford at the end of the season last year. Now, he was a little bit banged up, and Wolford was a stud.
Yeah.
That quarterback room.
We got Duck Hodges now.
Yeah.
You got Wolford. And you got fucking Matthew Stafford in L.A. That's electric. But whenever you talk about those two quarterbacks, Goff, who just recently got benched for Wolford, and then Carson, who got benched for Jalen, and then caused that entire organization to completely implode inside of itself whenever people are being benched in the fourth quarter, and then now you've got a guy who can't speak as the head coach. I mean, there's just a lot of shit going on. We don't need to get in Carson, even though Frank Reich knows Carson, and Jim Irsay alluded to the fact that Frank Reich picked Phillip Rivers over Tom Brady last week.
Yep.
Which, Phil Rivers had a great year, okay, but what are we doing moving forward, I asked. And he said, we were very competitive, his exact words. We were very competitive with Stafford, and then the Rams threw a bomb. Good for them, he said, basically. We couldn't do that. And then he asked if I could throw.
Hey.
Ooh, okay, hold on.
So what's the plan going forward? I don't think they fucking know, but I want to let them know. I am ready. Whoa. And the thing about me is, since I retired early in the position I played, I got a lot of hits left.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
True.
Like my hit card on my body ready to go.
Yeah.
The brain, even though it can be a little bit cloudy sometimes because of
Not because of
things I decide to bring in there, I feel like I still pick. I do virtual reality football the other day because in Nick's house, happy birthday, Nick, and I was. Maybe I do train a little bit.
Okay.
Or maybe Chris starts figuring it out. Who we getting, Chris? All right, we need a fucking quarterback. Stafford's gone. There's no way Chris Ballard was going to give up 4 picks, it seems like, to do that. Congrats to the Rams getting in there and getting the job done, but that's big conversation.